welcome back to today's video. My name is Erica. Today I'm going to show you how I load my long arm. Now in the last video I used these. These are corsage pins and they are extremely brutal, very pokey, unforgiving, and we have carpet down here. So if I drop one on the floor, they're really hard to see and you do not want to step on one. So suffice it to say I have been long arming with my shoes on. But today I am swapping out with the Tites Magnums. I am really excited to try these. These have been on my list for kind of a while. They're a little bit of an investment, but from everything I've seen, they are amazing. So today I'm going to show you how to load your quilt on the long arm using these, but I do have to do a couple of adjustments to my long arm first. So if you're interested in seeing how to load a long arm using Tites Magnets, stick around and let's get started. So here's what your typical leader looks like, and one of the things that I do when I get my leaders is I just serge the edges. This is a great way to just keep them from fraying, and it just gives them a little bit more stability. But in order to do the Tites, I need to create a little casing for those Tites magnets to slip in there. And so all I'm going to do is just fold this over and take it over to my machine, and I am just going to sew right along this edge right here, and I'm probably going to use these little dots as my guide to keep everything straight. And then when I'm done, I can slip the magnet portion of my Tites into this casing, and then you put the other magnet on the outsides. And you're going to want to create casings on both your take-up bar for your backing and then also your top bar leader backing as well. So both of these pieces are going to get casings created, and then I'll meet you right back here and we'll get our quilt loaded. So I'm just folding it over enough that this little magnet portion can fit in here easily, and then I'll just go ahead and use this as a guide and just sew this down to create a little casing right here. And I'm just going to run it along this line on my machine. So I have the 20 pack of these, and I don't have enough to go all the way across my leaders because I have king size leaders. So what I'm going to do for now is put 10 across my top leader, and then I'm going to put 10 across my belly bar, and then I'll just have to get a few more of these as we go. But that'll fit about a queen size quilt, so I might be able to get away with just one kit of these, but we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to finish adding these in to my leader bars, and then I will meet you back downstairs at my long arm. So first I'm going to fold my leader in half and just mark the center line, which is right here. And then from there, I'm going to mark 6 inches away all the way till the end of my leader. And then I'm going to come back and sew lines to just create these little pockets for my magnets. And you don't put the magnet side in. This is the magnet side. That is going to stay out. You put this backing side in and you slide it into that casing. And then when you stitch it on these lines, you'll actually create a little pocket for it. It can slide around a little bit in there to give you some play, just so you can adjust it a little bit depending on the size of your quilt, but it's also going to keep it from bunching up inside of here, having one of these get stuck to 2 backings, things like that, or having them all just slide out when you're loading your quilt. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and I'm just going to start at my center, put a magnet in, stitch, add another magnet, stitch, and just work my way down my end. And to insert my magnet, I'm going to go ahead and just place it right in there like that, and then I can use this to just pull it through. So it's going to be dragging my magnet, and you can't see it, but you can feel it right here. It just drags it right along that casing. And I'm dragging it right in to its first spot. Here's my center line right here. My magnet is in right here, and I'll just go ahead and make those stitches, and then I'll just keep adding the magnets all the way down this leader casing. This is optional, by the way. You don't have to do this. You can just take your magnet and put it on the back of your leader, place your fabric down, and then clamp it on that way. I just find this is going to be a little bit easier, and I won't have to worry about those backings sliding all over the place when I'm trying to quilt. Now they are magnetic on both sides, but I believe the side that it's meant to go on is this graded side, not the smooth side. So I'm going to insert them so that my smooth side is going towards the back and the graded side is going towards the front. I'm not sure if it actually matters, but I've just been doing all mine the same way, so we'll see. While I'm sewing these on, I thought I would tell you a little bit about the creators of Tites. They are 2 sisters named Jessica and Jamie. And one day in early 2017, while working on a bag, Jamie decided to use magnets to pin the leather pocket in place while piecing. Obviously, leather and cork and things like that are hard to use pins on, and so she thought magnets would be a great idea. When she saw how great they work, she called her sister Jessica, who's actually a marketer and graphic designer, and together they came up with the Tites company. I love supporting small businesses, and their motto is live magnetically as fully and intentionally as possible. All right, so it's a little bit later and I've got all my sew tights installed, and the other thing I realized after I pulled all my leaders off my long arm is I could have just sewn them on right here on my long arm. So you can do it however you want. It was actually pretty easy to do it on my home sewing machine upstairs, but if you want to not have to take your leaders on and off, you can do it right here on your machine. So let's go ahead and get started loading. So the only piece that I actually load is my backing. So I put it on my back bar and then on my belly bar. And then I actually just let the batting and the top float. I feel like it's a little bit easier to make sure it's getting nice and straight as I'm going. But if you want to load your top as well, you'll need another set of sew tights for your bottom bar as well. So I just do my backing, so I only got the one box. So I ended up putting 10 on my top take-up bar and 10 on my belly bar. That way I have an even amount on them, but I do think I'm probably gonna pick up a few more just so that I can go all the way out to my edges. I don't normally do quilts that large, and worst case I could always pin just the ends, but just so that you know, I didn't quite make it all the way with my pack of 20. All right, so let's go ahead and get my backing loaded. All right, so first thing I do is find the center of my backing, and I just line it up with the center of my leader. And then I went ahead and put on the first 2 magnets just so that I can show you. But basically you're just going to locate those magnets and just snap it on. So now the next thing I have to do is just grab my piece like this, and I don't even have to be super precise. I can just go like that and my magnet is on. And so that's what I do. I'll just all the way down, I just grab my next magnet and keep adding it on. So super simple, super fast. I do start in the middle and then work my way out. The other thing I like to do is just set my magnets up here so they're ready, so that when I'm grabbing my fabric and my leader, I can just grab these off the top. So you can see how easy this is. And that's it. The top of my backing is attached to that top take-up bar. And now I just have to attach the bottom of it to the belly bar. And I'm actually quilting this one sideways because it's longer, and so that way I can do a longer pass before I have to roll it up. So that's why my backing is a little bit longer than what I have. I am gonna have to also get a few more of those magnums just so I can make it all the way till the end of my leaders in case I do a king size quilt. I only need about, I think, like 4 or 6 more maybe for each side. Now this one is my favorite one to do because I've just got my leader just sitting here ready to go. It's just right on top, but I can go ahead and start just popping on those magnets, and as you can see, super fast and easy. And then now I can just roll this back up. And I do like to roll my backing onto there and then pull it back on here. I do feel like it straightens out the backing a little bit and just gets rid of any weird crinkles that might be in there. Now, if you're new to quilting, you may not know this, so I thought I would share this little tip, but batting does have a right and wrong side. So the right side is the side that's nice and smooth. It almost even probably has little holes in it because it's been needle punched. The back side is actually the side that's kind of bumpy and icky. You want your back side down and your smooth side up. That's gonna make it a little bit easier for your needle to get in and out of. If you accidentally put it on upside down, you might end up with a lot of thread breakage and things like that. So if you've been struggling with your thread breakage while you're quilting, try making sure that your batting is going the right direction. So next, I'm just gonna go ahead and take my batting and I'm going to lay it across just like that. And then I actually fold my batting. I let my batting just kind of hang, but I do fold it behind my what would be my bar for my top fabric. Just kind of keeps it out of the way, and I think it actually helps give it a little bit of tension. I don't actually pin down my batting. I like to have it floating. So I just let my batting hang down below that top take-up bar, and I just don't even really use it anymore. The next thing we're gonna do is take our quilt and lay that quilt top right on top of that batting. Again, I just do my best to center everything. Now this batting was cut a little bit close, so that's why I'm doing it sideways also, because I can make sure that I've got it on there nice and straight. And then I also fold my quilt top behind that top take-up bar as well. It just kind of keeps the quilt top and the batting sort of together as one piece. I'm also going to shove it underneath my machine a little bit so I'm not stepping on it while I'm quilting. All right, and that's it. My quilt is loaded super fast. So far, I'm a huge fan of these. I did give them a little bit of a tug test to make sure it was going to stay. My main thing when we were talking about magnets was if it would actually hold the fabric. And from what I found, it holds the fabric really well. You can use it on fleece, even on minky. So I highly recommend giving them a try. They only took about maybe 15 minutes to load this quilt, maybe even less, mainly because I was filming and trying to get some shots for you guys. So I'm super happy. I just need to go get a few more so that I can make it all the way to the ends of my longer leaders. But otherwise, my quilt is loaded and ready to go. And now I can have fun quilting instead of spending half of the day loading my quilt onto my long arm. So that's going to be it for today's video. If you enjoy it, please make sure to thumbs up and subscribe. You can also hit the notification bell just so you don't miss out on any upcoming fun. I will have a coupon code for the Sew Tites. I will list that below and here on the screen. You can head over to Sew Tites and use that coupon code on any of their products. Like I said, the Magnums are great for long arms, or if you're doing like an embroidery, they also have a variety of different sizes to fit your needs. So head over to Sew Tites and check them out. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I'm gonna go ahead and get started quilting on this fun quilt, and I will see you next time. Also discovered you can just stick this right in the end and then just shake it down, and it'll just fall right to your last stitch line, and then you're ready to go. So I'm making sure to insert these with the graded side going up, where I'm going to be magneting it. Is that a word?